Hello and welcome to the channel. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu basically calls the shot as head of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. And despite heavy sanctions imposed in the Niger Republic, he has yet to give the go-ahead for military deployment. The Nigerian president finally gave the real reason why he is yet to push that button. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Niger, war not ideal for my economic reforms, says Tinubu. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said on Saturday that war is neither ideal for his economic reforms nor for the West African sub-region, but affirmed that the defense of democracy is sacrosanct. He made the declaration when he hosted U.S. Presidential Envoy and Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs Ambassador Molly Fee at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. He said that the crisis in the Niger Republic would not deter him from concluding his economic reform program successfully for the benefit of Nigerians, and that he takes no cue from any nation but will only advance the interest of the Nigerian state in his approach towards ECOWAS handling of the regional standoff. Tinubu said, "We are deep in our attempt to peacefully settle the issue in Niger by leveraging on our diplomatic tools. I continue to hold ECOWAS back despite its readiness for all options in order to exhaust all other remedial mechanisms. War is not ideal for my economic reforms or for the region, but the defense of democracy is sacrosanct. The ECOWAS consensus is that we will not allow anyone to insincerely buy time." He advised that U.S. policy should be intentionally collaborative with independent African democracies at a time when they are under assault by anti-democratic forces within and outside of the continent. The president noted that American-backed development finance and multilateral institutions, which were designed to support war-torn Europe after World War II, require swift and comprehensive reform to meet the developmental requirements of younger democracies in Africa, which operate in authoritarian crowded environments such that the legitimate yearnings of Africans would no longer be manipulated to serve the narrow aims of self-seeking demagogues through unconstitutional takeovers of power. He added, "Yes, the private sector will lead the way within an enabling environment we create for them, but the U.S. government must be innovative in its thinking on systematically create incentives for U.S. industrial investment in Nigeria. Under my leadership, Nigeria stands ready to address their specific regulatory, tax, and environmental concerns. I am determined to create prosperity for all Nigerian families." Pledging its support for the position of ECOWAS, the U.S. Special Presidential Envoy expressed the high regard the U.S. administration has for the leadership of the chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, President Tinubu, and extended an exclusive invitation from U.S. President Joe Biden to meet on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York City to advance discussions further in late September. "We know there is more we can do to incentivize large-scale American investment in Nigeria, and we are committed to working closely with you to achieve that as part of efforts to strengthen the Nigerian economy and the regional economy. We appreciate your willingness to create an enabling environment for that. President Joe Biden is asking to meet with you on the sidelines of the UNGA, and you are the only African leader he has requested to meet. It is a mark of his high regard for your leadership," the U.S. Special Envoy said. The president concluded that he accepts the invitation to meet the U.S. president on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly, and that the work of perfecting democracy is never done, even in developed democracies as seen recently in America as well as other emerging democracies in the world. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Recall that Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu says he is the one holding back ECOWAS and other unnamed forces from invading Niger to restore constitutional order in the country. Mr. Tinubu, who is also the chairperson of the ECOWAS Heads of State and Government, said this during a meeting with Nigerian Islamic clerics who are acting as mediators with the Niger junta. "I am managing a very serious situation. If you take ECOWAS aside, other people will react. Those who are outside of our control I am the one holding those sides back. I am the one holding back ECOWAS, he said, according to an account of the meeting sent to Premium Times by spokesperson Ajuri Ngelale. The Nigerian leader, however, told his guest that he could not delay such military intervention for too long, and so they must hasten their dialogue with the Niger junta. Although Mr. Tinubu did not name the other people he was referring to, it could be a reference to France, whose troops are stationed in Niger and have refused to recognize the authority of the junta. This newspaper reported how, despite Mr. Tinubu's appeal, ECOWAS heads of state approved a military intervention in Niger and ordered the deployment of an ECOWAS standby force in the country to ensure the return of President Mohamed Bazoum to power if dialogue fails. Mr. Bazoum was removed in a coup by soldiers last month and is still being detained alongside members of his family. Despite the ECOWAS resolution, which has since been supported by the AU and the UN, many Nigerians are opposed to military intervention in the neighboring country. The Islamic clerics who met with Mr. Tinubu volunteered to mediate in the crisis due to their opposition to war and the close ethnic and religious ties between Nigeria and Niger. Nigeria will be expected to deploy the largest number of troops as part of the ECOWAS force should the military intervention proceed. Mr. Ngelale's full statement. The chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, President Bola Tinubu, has implored a delegation of Islamic scholars, ulamas, who were previously engaged in discussions to facilitate the restoration of constitutional democratic governance in the Niger Republic, to expedite progress in their ongoing dialogue with the military junta. The president received a comprehensive briefing on Thursday at the State House in Abuja from the ulamas who were led into the meeting by Sheikh Bala Lao. The briefing followed the ulama's two most recent visits to the Niger Republic. The Islamic leaders had informed the president that the military junta was open to deepening dialogue with ECOWAS as more steps are being taken to forestall armed conflicts, with a more detailed acceptance of the ECOWAS position by Niger Military Council officials. Responding to the delegation of ulamas against the backdrop of ethnic rumors peddled by domestic political figures inside and outside of the country, President Tinubu emphasized that he is at the forefront of a peaceful resolution of the crisis, even in the midst of more hawkish individuals urging swifter intervention. I am managing a very serious situation. If you take ECOWAS aside, other people will react. Those who are outside of our control, I am the one holding those sides back. I am the one holding back ECOWAS, he disclosed. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Bye.